enjoy this piece of artistry.
Fuck's
This is JF in real life.
It's not necessarily bad to be a beta male. I turn out to be an alpha. It's an aspect of my psychology. I made love to hundreds of women, close to 1,000 perhaps, which is why I have a very radical personal life and method. It's called full immediate insemination on site. At this point in my life, I demand that women take a commitment, that there be a date where we see ourselves for the first time and where we will inseminate without a condom at first sight.
He is so gross. I can't stand him, honestly. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actually probably need therapy now that I had to listen to that asshole so much over the past few days. His voice. Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah, it fits. It fits so perfect.
It does. And I want, if you guys, if we could do one thing, honestly, he is the retard. He is the one who treated her like garbage. She did nothing but love him. You could see it. Even when he's disrespecting her, she's still like going for kisses and like desperately needing his approval.
Yes.
If by chance, there'll be let's say a 1% chance, only 1%, that she took off and has managed to hide and not be noticed by anybody. I don't think so, because she stands out. Mm-hmm. If that happened, well, good for you, girl. But I don't think that happened because I don't think she left her kids. Everybody said she loved her kids, and not just loved her kids. Like they all said that she wasn't an Instagram model or Instagram mom. Like the kids weren't always perfectly clean and whatever, but they were happy and she was proud of them. The other thing that I was told is that JF, he totally isolated her. Every single person, and some of these people who are professionals, said the only thing they could say about Elora was nothing but good things, but JF is a total creep in person. Like, he creeped them out in real life. And JF likes to talk about the child welfare. Holly, did I tell you why? Oh yeah, you read the letter. We know why child welfare was called on Elora and JF. And it was called on Elora and JF, ironically, like 2 weeks before she disappeared, by a neighbor, because the neighbor hadn't seen them go outside, the kids or Elora. She hadn't seen them leave the house for days upon days upon days. And it wasn't that she was watching the house all the time. It's just the way the yards and the windows matched up. Mm-hmm. And she knew that's not healthy. Like, kids need to go outside, right? Mm-hmm. So I do think that contributed to Elora's disappearance, because Elora was friendly with this neighbor. JF didn't like that. And then the neighbor calls in a welfare check. So the kids were isolated. The kids are not outside. They don't go outside often. Elora doesn't. And you can see in that one picture how sick she looks. She looks jaundiced by the time, like, once she's with him, there's no more sunlight, which is real sad, because she obviously loved outdoors and loves, like, gardens and stuff, but he kept her inside on a very short leash.
Well, the fact that he would drive her to and from her job,
which is like a block away.
Like, she could have walked there easily in 15 minutes and got some sunshine. No, he didn't trust her to go straight to her work and straight back. He drove her there and picked her up and waited out in front. Any events that she went to, he drove her there and he picked her up afterwards.
Well, he picked her up before it was over almost. Like, so there's no hanging out time.
Yeah, there was no socializing. There was no hanging out. In some of the mothers groups that she was involved in, happily and super excited to be, he drove her there and picked her up afterwards. There was no play dates. There was no socializing. There was nothing. So she was on a very short leash. Now, you remember what he told us when he was on our stream, that we would be allowed out maybe twice a month for a grocery shopping trip.
Yes. No, that's really what he sincerely allowed.
What he believes. And this question here.
Terrifying.
We don't know.
No, he has the kids. Yeah. He has the kids because the fact that, so there was reasons we didn't even know if the kids existed. Then I talked to people. He did have the kids. Mm-hmm. When he left, sorry, Holly, I haven't filled you in on it. He does have the kids, but the kids, he sent a picture I don't know if you guys can see his Twitter. There's a picture of winter. It's snow. It's just a yard full of snow.
Mhm.
And I saw the picture and I immediately like, there's no kids there. There's not even a footprint in that snow. Like kids, you know, they make snowmen, they play. But when I found out that they don't go outside, that's why. Of course they're not playing in the snow. But the scary part for me with JF raising the kids, it's not because he's a man. I love men. I think some men would be way better than dads than some women.
Mhm.
JF, however, hates women. He has no business raising a daughter. He hates women. I almost can guarantee you his daughter knows what the word insemination means. And I don't mean in a pervy way. I just mean for the fact that he says that shit all the time.
Mhm.
The way he talks about women is so awful. And if you're a little girl being raised around that and that is your only person, that's terrible and scary.
Mhm. Well, and the mother that he supposedly brought into the children's lives, the next one in the queue,
The lies.
he doesn't even live in Canada.
Yeah.
And has been to visit, but has to go back because she's on like visiting for vacation or what have you. So they don't have a stable female mother figure in their lives.
You caught us. You caught us. I you know what? I'm really just sad that I got my tubes tied before I could get inseminated by JF. That's truly the truth.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and menopause here has denied me the JF insemination. So,
Yeah.
oops.
No, he's scary. But so what my theory is truly, and that's after talking to everybody. I even had one woman who didn't know them, but she's contacted because of the house, the transition from the house.
Mhm.
The house, the planters out front, she said animals stop at it and they act weird and everybody in the town knows about it and it freaks them out. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have checked and they don't have cadaver dogs in PEI. But you know what, you guys, you could throw a few bucks down there, RCMP I'm talking to, and get them to do a walk of the fucking property. I don't believe she left that property. Maybe parts of her did, and I know that's a horrible thing to say.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it. And the way he panicked when child welfare and the police showed up, because child welfare showed up in Quebec and in Alberta
Yes.
when he moved, and he didn't panic like that. He panicked because they were way too close for comfort. He did not like that. He left within what did he say, 4 hours?
It was like when child protective services was called on him at the house.
Yeah.
They visited and then we're going to come back.
Yes.
And they did the interview. Like and this is something that he's described on the stream. They came in, they did the interview. They said they were going to come back. Him, his new girlfriend, and the children packed everything up and fled
To
for
Quebec.
Why? Why would you do that?
And it's not because child welfare is just super aggressive in Quebec. They didn't take your kids when they came and saw you in May, when you weren't letting the kids outside, and your house was probably disgusting because the home, you saw the yard, the pictures of the yard after Elora left. Like he was filthy. They didn't take his kids. They weren't being aggressive. So he panicked for another reason. And I think that whole monk thing was just such a fucking, I really don't like him, obviously.
Well, no, we're not big fans. The stuff about the garbage out in front of the house, we did show a bunch of clips of that, photos that were taken of the actual house. And this was after Elora had left. And that was when he was doing the clean out to get rid of stuff. Do you want to talk about the got junk truck?
Oh, the got truck. There's a thing. There's some information about that. So the got junk truck. That didn't happen until late September, after she was already reported missing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like when he was planning to move. Mm-hmm. Apparently, once all the stuff, I don't know if he knows this, but I was told this by a neighbor. The police pulled that junk truck over after the junk truck loaded up with all their shit. Mm-hmm. Headed down the street, the police pulled it over. So I don't know if the police took anything from it. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything about that. Hopefully they did. But trash truck, the truck of trash.
Yeah, that truck of trash was stopped by the authorities, and we don't know what happened after that. But it is on good good information that that truck of all the garbage that was out in front of his house that was loaded up was actually stopped. So we don't know about that.
We can't do anything. I contact because I can't handle it. I contacted a few search and rescue places. They absolutely require the parents or the like direct family of Elora to do it. And I don't understand. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys are watching tonight. I did let the family know. They don't want to talk about her. They're so private. I find it offensive. I'm offended on her behalf. I don't care what you think you're preserving. You're not preserving anything. You should speak about your daughter. But they're the only ones who can request a search and rescue, and then they could bring the cadaver dogs in. But because most of the cadaver dogs are from Alberta, I think that there would probably be a cost associated to it to some extent. Maybe not fully, but I don't know. I don't know what her parents are doing. I don't know. But Elora did say in the very beginning of the video that her life was bad before. So maybe she wasn't as close to them. I don't know.
Well, that's always, I ponder back and forth about that. Like, is she saying that her life is bad because her parents were absentee, or she didn't get along with her siblings, or there was abuse? Or is she saying that her life was bad before because she was so free-spirited and she wasn't the trad wife image that he was trying to mold her into?
It could be. I don't know. I don't know either way. I mean, they won't talk, so I don't know. The only person that's actually responded, I know they all have got the emails, by the way. I do know that. But the brother did reply and said, thank you, but we won't be a part of it. We don't want to say anything. We hope you, but he said, we hope you find her. What the fuck? Dude, get up and start talking about her. This is your family member, not my family member. And by the way, Dolly, if I ever go missing, don't respect my fucking privacy. I want you to like get the information out. And as far as Jay,
information getting out.
Yeah, he'll be like, she's pissed off a lot of people. No, but as far as JF being a creepy control freak, yeah, he is. So what? So what? He's a little French fuck. Let's be honest here. Little tiny, little fat, little fuck. Okay? He gets upset about cheese. He went off medication, you guys. He went off his medication because he didn't feel excited by the cheese he was eating. And he went cold turkey.
We can talk about his Twitter. Like, there was a comment earlier about how a few days before he released this tweet of a picture of a fast food burger and a straw, saying it's been 2 years since,
Can you upload it? Do we open it and just read it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here.
Thanks, Holly.
But yeah,
I don't know.
It was the weirdest post, and
it wasn't weird. It was rude. It was rude on purpose.
Well, and people are trying to read into it. It's like, oh, why was there a straw? Is that because of the whole sausage and bone fragments in the pipes thing? I don't think so. But
I will find a picture.
It's like, why would you? It's just weird. And I believe he posted something like that just to get people to start speculating.
Well, I think he gets off on it. Here, I'll hide this. Yes, he is fat. Listen, I'm fat too. I don't really care about the fat part, but he like acts like he's a god. I'm sorry, he's not Johnny.
He is a top.
Look at this. Look at that.
With tiny hands, shaped like a hobbit.
He is. He totally is. She towered over him. She's 5'10".
She was, and you notice that on the live streams, when she goes behind him, she's always stooped over. She's always seated kind of behind him, where she's always trying to make herself smaller, but yet she's still taller than he was. I mean,
yeah. So I mean, like, I don't care. He could be fat. Go ahead, be fat if you want to, JF. I mean, I don't really care. Like, I'm not the one judging you here, but you act like you're Johnny. And I think some of the people don't know who Johnny is. So while you're looking for that, I'll just show everybody. See, now if JF looked like this.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
but he doesn't look like that. So he should probably pipe down, right?
Do you feel better now? You got that out of your
I do.
system?
I do. I'm waiting all day for that. His model girlfriend, I think, is in the States.
Yeah, that's the 10 out of 10 supermodel girlfriend.
Or in a different country. Okay, yeah, Holly, you got to read it, though. I can't read it because I can't see
Okay.
the words.
So, this week marks the 2-year anniversary of Mama JF. Her name's fucking Elora.
Yes.
Leaving our home and fully disappearing in a spectacular fashion. To this day, she has not been found in spite of the massive efforts of authorities to locate her. Before leaving, Mama JF had obsessively read a new exemplar of Permanent Record by Edward Snowden, which she had just bought, and explained that our cell phones are traceable and things of that nature. She left the family with many things, including a Bitcoin debit card on which about $20 worth of Bitcoin dust was left. Today, I spent the dust on a burger and chicken nuggets for the family. This one's for you, or this one's on you, Mama JF. Wherever you are, know we are all doing awesome.
Like, I don't miss her. He never cries about her. He's such a piece of shit.
No, he cried about Worski.
I had that put in there too, but it,
Yeah.
this whole editing thing just blew up.
he cried about Worski getting his life together, and congratulations to him for sobriety and everything like that. Like, I'm very proud of a person that I don't know that's on the internet, but he literally wept on stream about how happy he was that Worski finally became a man. But yet the love of his life and the woman that he was going to spend the rest of his life with and the mother of his children disappears, and he doesn't care. It's
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, she did not disappear in a spectacular fashion. Whichever story you believe, it wasn't spectacular.
It was
Like
fucking
him
terrible.
dropping her off at a truck stop, him dropping her off at the bridge.
Oh, and then having an appetite. He just lost, the love of his life, and he's gonna go to Wendy's because, guys, he wanted his electronic fucking whatever, his alibi.
Yeah.
So he went and ate. I don't believe it.
So then you have the next paragraph where she had read Snowden's description on how our cell phones track us and everything like that. How many different stories have we heard about her cell phone? She had it with her. She didn't have it with her. She texted him afterwards. They phone called 3 days after. She disposed of it. He took it. So it's never been consistent. And if she had been reading that, you think she would have left any electronic traceable devices at the house and not taken it with her?
I don't know. The whole thing is disgusting. I think that he needs to get actually interrogated. Like, what the fuck, guys? I don't understand. And some people don't be so harsh with the RCMP. I can't help it.
Oh, here you go. Depends on your definition of disappearing in a spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I think he is disposed. I think he has. I think he knows about bones, human bones in your mouth. He knows about.
Who fucking knows about that?
No, no, that was weird, right? And he knows about that. So she didn't. Yeah, she did. She did have people in her corner, but they were at a very arm's length because she wasn't allowed to have friends.
No, she wasn't. Any friends that she did make because of her kind and beautiful personality.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I wouldn't even be mad. I would be so happy. I wouldn't be mad that we were worried about her. I'd be so happy. Be like, that chick outsmarted him.
Thank God. Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
She's way higher IQ than him. But I don't think that's the case. And it's not because she's dumb. I think that she probably had enough. She probably had enough. The pressure was on the household. Child welfare had just been called by the neighbor. Mm-hmm. That's, JF's terrified of child welfare. Absolutely petrified. He's got a sick obsession with procreation. It's not a normal, healthy one at all. There's nothing. It's not about even the act of sex. It's literally him procreating and then him having control. And I think that's why she had to give birth with just him by the second one. So there was no record. But she what was I saying? He's what was I saying about that? About the procreation. I was going on there.
What he doesn't call the children his children.
No, he
He
doesn't.
calls them the children.
Children.
Or he calls them the projects. He has
Or the
separate
family.
projects or the family, right? The projects thing, I think for me was the weirdest because he's mentioned his children being projects. So what does that mean? Does that mean he's following his biological evolutionary genetic thing trying to?
Oh God, please don't, Holly.
Right? Is he trying to do that? Because he found this beautiful girl that was the perfect age for having children. She obviously came from a very high IQ family. So
okay, I don't know if this person's joking about her being seen recently.
was this the monk?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the picture. She is not at the monastery. We phoned and we emailed.
We know she's not there.
So, and the police, actually, I will tell everybody, I don't know if you weren't here last week, you wouldn't know, but the RCMP did email me back last week and asked me if I knew who had posted that 4chan post. And the guy told me that he is with the Special Crimes Unit and they're the ones investigating Elora's disappearance. So they're still investigating it.
Yep.
And she is not at the monastery. She wasn't seen. Okay.
She wasn't seen at a fucking monastery. No. Like, come on.
She's no. A lot of men at the monasteries, though. But I mean, like, he's such an idiot.
Oh yeah, this comment here. So the monastery thing came out. Twitter was all abuzz. Like, look, see, she's fine. Or
what?
99% of the people were like, "Oh, come on." Now he's joking. Or she's
I can't tell. I never know.
The monastery thing didn't go over very well. People are just like, yeah, no. And then we went you went and investigated, and we received a response about it. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, she's 007. You won't be able to find her. She's so smart and sneaky because she went to a rainbow festival in Latvia or wherever it was, Slovakia.
Yeah.
She's able to cross borders and leave traces and trails that you'll constantly chasing yourself in circles trying to find her because she's that crafty and she's that smart.
Oh, former artist. Is that who it is? Is former artist JF? Okay. I feel like you might be JF at this point. Just the way you wrote that. I could literally hear JF's accent. Okay, fine. Show us your proof.
Oh, yeah.
Just fucking with us. It's fine.
Really serious, and I have extremely high IQ. Okay, cool. Well,
he isn't though. That's the thing. He isn't. He might be intellectual. Like he might be good at books and whatever. You know what I keep thinking about? This keeps haunting me, and I think about it in the middle of the night, and it freaks me the fuck out. It's the kids and the monkeys. But the monkeys. When he worked in the lab, he was working with monkeys. Okay, on cognition and stuff. And I'm like, part of me just wants to know, like, are these kids like experiments to him, like the monkeys were? Because he doesn't have the same relationship like normal people do with their kids. Like he doesn't even slip up with one fun story about his children. And it's not because he's private. It's because he doesn't have any fun stories. It's the same with his with Elora's last phone call. Let's just say, okay, she called. Do you really think the mother of these two toddlers is not going to say, how are the kids? Or tell the kids I love them? Or something emotional? A mother would, even if she was leaving, she would say something. She wouldn't just go, do you have my bank password?
Yeah,
good.
Passwords for stuff? Okay, cool, peace, yo. And then
yeah.
No. It just goes to show that this guy doesn't understand women. He doesn't know how to deal with women, and he doesn't have a high enough IQ to be able to figure out how women behave and what it takes to make a woman happy. He doesn't get it.
Oh God, could you imagine him in bed? No
No.
luck finding. So the
No.
RCMP do need help, or I don't know. I was thinking about it. Why are they so fucking? Why? Because Jack and Lily's parents. Let's all be honest here. They're not high IQ. Okay, they're not. They're literally young, lived in trailer, don't work, do drugs, whatever. They're not high IQ. The RCMP they've outsmarted the RCMP. Okay, or whoever did something that outsmarted the RCMP. The RCMP with JF and Elora, I mean, it should have taken, like, it took us no time. As soon as we heard him talk, we're like, yeah, he killed her. Well, I was. But I don't know if it's because the laws are so tight now. Like, it takes so much to investigate. Like, you have to have, I don't know, warrants for whatever. I mean, I know that.
You have to have all the evidence, like, completely compounded, just.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be allowed to raise kids if there's even a suspicion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the law works. I'm not a lawyer. I'm sitting here in my living room on a live stream talking to YouTube. If I was a lawyer,
Oh.
probably
But she really wasn't a potato. That's the thing. Like, she wasn't actually dumb. I think he was drugging her, or he gave her wine knowing that she couldn't handle it if she was on meds, because everybody we talked to said she didn't act like that in real life at all. And we saw some clips of her when she was completely normal, like when she came back. And when she was upset because he had banned her or whatever, she wasn't acting weird and all like loopy goopy and saying horrible things. So I don't know. Ooh, and sweats. Show kitties. He sweats. He's definitely a dripper. Yeah, he's a dripper. Right in your mouth.
And then right after he goes, I have inseminated.
Well, that's the thing. So the RCMP, when I emailed them to find out about the sighting, because I wanted to know, is it a verified sighting? They should probably remove it if it isn't a fucking on surveillance, right? Like, because we all know how hard would it be to report a sighting of somebody. I just don't believe that sighting. So, but we got an automatic response, and it said that the officer was gone from May 25th, I guess, May 25th till June 20th, something like that. Okay, and I'm like, is he been sent to the G7? Like, that's what I thought.
Maybe.
So, but one of the girls said that she talked to somebody who said he was out for an injury. Who knows? So, anyways, we need more. I don't know.
So, and I just want to comment on this here from former artist. No man will ever know how to do that. My man does.
Do what?
Make him happy.
Aw, that's so nice. There are lots of great men out there. There are
lots of great men out there that know how to do it. It's not.
It's really not hard.
It's not that hard.
Says a woman.
Says a woman, right? And yeah. Anyway.
There is so there's a lot of suspicion that there's suspicion about everything. All I think is like, do not. There's another clip. Okay, so I'm going to cut this stream right when we're done. I'm cutting off that video. I'm just cutting it off. It's not even going to exist. I'm going to upload the proper one after I fix it. But there is a part in the video where I again lost my train of thought. Where he was, where he's talking about meat and the sausages and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then he's talking about the human bone. He does have a meat grinder because there's pictures of it.
Yep.
He has, like, I don't think he'd be grossed out by that. He's worked at a lab. I don't know if you could. I couldn't work with monkeys in a lab. That would make me so fucking sad.
Yeah, well, and him laughing about the birds getting burned, and him laughing about women being physically assaulted and abused. That's not natural.
He's a terrible villain. He's like, we can't even make it up. Everything we're saying is true.
But you know what? He's actually he's not. I wouldn't say he was the worst villain in the world.
No, but he's like terrible on our radar.
Oh, he's a terrible human being. Whatever. But we're not focused on him. We're focused on Elora, and
I'm focused on him too.
We want to know, because where does she go? Oh yeah. No, don't get trench foot. You got to get those dry as soon as possible. It's really bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And the thing is, that was what I was going to say. He's charging. He wants people to pay to talk about Elora. $100 super chat, and then he'll talk about her. Don't pay.
Don't
pay.
Well, he's not going to tell you anything. He's not going to tell you
Not
anything.
the truth. He'll tell you another story.
He'll tell you yet another more embellished story of something stupid. It may sound interesting. Oh yeah, Soylent Green.
What is that? I don't know, but it sounds awful.
Oh, you have to, it's a movie from the 70s about a dystopian future where they're grinding up people and feeding them back to the people. Soylent Green is people. It's a
Oh, that's
terrible-
what they did. That's what they did to the. That's what the pig farmer did, isn't it?
Yeah, that was Picton.
Sick.
No, they didn't grind up the people. What they did was they fed the people to the pigs and then ground up the pigs to make sausage.
Yeah, he fed the people to the pigs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Picton did.
Yes.
And then he didn't make sausages. He made
He made
ham.
sausage and pepperoni and bacon and all that
Fucking
from
nasty.
the pigs that had consumed the people.
Mhm. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, sorry. So spoiler alert, Soylent Green is people.
That's
From
disgusting.
A movie that came out in the 70s.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Yuck.
get those feet dry and keep them clean and keep them dry until they've completely aired out.
Mama Holly has told you how to do it.
Yes.
You must talk to us about all this. But you're welcome to talk to us. You have our email address. Holly.
Here.
Maybe, but I feel like any information we can put out there about Elora being actually a beautiful woman and like a loving woman that people loved and liked. She wasn't retarded. She wasn't a potato. I don't know why she acted like that on some of the streams. I think some people really can't handle booze either. Like they just can't. There's a possibility of that. So who knows?
True.
Yeah, the Bitcoin in the walls. I don't even know if that's true. Do you know? Does anybody know if that's true?
Well,
Why?
The codes or something were stamped into titanium plates that were in the walls so he could access the Bitcoin wallets. I don't fucking know. It just sounds weird. So scrolling beneath us now is ways to message us or contact us. If you go to t.me/The Real Housewives of Alberta, or we're on Facebook as well because we're boomers. The Real Housewives of Alberta. You can find us there. So if you're able to get onto those platforms, reach out to us, and with any information that you do have, we'll fully investigate it.
Dude, it wasn't even okay. It wasn't even it wasn't even a pizza joint. It was a burger place, but it wasn't even a restaurant. It was in a concession stand at the local arena in O'Leary, the town of less than 1,000 people. So it wasn't like, yeah, no. But she had the job. He was the traditional wife. He stayed at home, took care of the kids while she worked.
Yep, she paid for everything. She bought the house.
It's all in her name.
Financing for the greenhouse. She's the one that all the businesses was under her name. And he didn't hold down a job. She's the one that worked, and he's the one that stayed home. And I guess started up a YouTube channel or was live streaming. He also wanted to start up a YouTube channel that was based on his book that he wrote.
Yeah.
Right.
This police. Yeah, you're right. He did have this is what I do forget. He did have a 4-month head start.
Yeah.
At least. And we don't even know. Like you guys, we all are taking JF's word that it was July 17th or June 17th. We don't even know. Nobody knows because he didn't report it until, well, he never reported it. Someone else did 4 months later. So he did have a 4-month head start on cleaning up things. So, and she didn't know the lawyer thing. That was all lies. That was all lies. That never happened. Actually, I really wish this video had worked out because you would have loved it. He tells that lawyer story only to us. Every place else, he's had to like go through hoops and do almost illegal things to get things signed. So
the
lawyer thing never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Well, I mean, and he did. I wonder were they still like, I don't know them. I didn't watch them. So was JF still on the stream when
Yes.
Elora left?
I don't know when that coincides. We'll have to reach out to the casino guys to find out, because JF was on Worski Live when she was a big fan. That's why she
Sprayed
painted that like Hail or Heil Worski or whatever.
Yeah.
And JF Gariépy, the king of the world, and all that graffiti. That was when he was still on the old casino. But then they broke up. Now, I'm not sure if he had put her in the roster before the breakup or after. I'm kind of I'm kind of gray on when that exactly happened.
I don't know. Yeah, 3 days offline is a big deal. And he's especially for him, he is a pig. The house was not clean. So like, I don't know what he was doing. He says he was doing all this renovations and he likes to have everything just like so. And so when he's talking, you imagine honestly him being a little OCD and the house has to be immaculate.
Yeah.
I heard that when he left, that house was trashed. It was a pigsty. It was disgusting.
Yeah. There were renovations that had to be done in order to have the new people move into that house after he had left. And it's not the type of thing where you move out and there's just some garbage and it just needs a general clean. It needed major renovations before it was safe for someone else to live in that property.
Oh. I did watch her videos. Okay, so listen, the video where she's talking about going, what I noticed, and I only noticed this probably because I had kids. My kids are adults now, but my kids, so like, kids speak like Elora does. Elora does have a childish way, but I think it's because she was in an emotionally abusive relationship with a prick who didn't listen to her ever. So you watch that video and you see her constantly looking at him for approval. Like, is this right? And she gets nervous and then she says, and then when kids do that, it's because they want to keep you focused on them and they need to know that you're listening. So they just do a lot of filler words like that. And Laura did that with him, but I really truly think it was because he was a fucking abusive prick. Yes. I don't think he should be dating. It scares me as a single woman because like I need to make sure I can't, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to, oh my God, if I meet somebody who's a fucking nut job like that.
Well, when I meet him,
you'll be like, Chantal.
And when my husband meets him,
yeah.
He's got such a good read on people. He knows people within the first like 30 seconds of meeting people. He's just like, no, that one's psycho.
But it's the same with women, though. Women, like, there's crazy women out there. They should not be allowed to date.
Yeah, I remember I've watched videos of that final fight with JF and Worski and the big falling out. And I've heard it from Worski's side, and who's the other guy? Ashton?
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember.
Or PPP or something.
Yeah, the two guys that are always live streaming on Kick. But when they talk about it, it basically was JF tried to take over a show that wasn't his. He was essentially a guest on it. And they basically told him to piss off. They didn't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. And kudos to them for recognizing it and cutting out the chaff, because he obviously wasn't contributing. He obviously wasn't a team player.
No. JF says he has dated since Elora. He says that he is with a 10 out of 10 supermodel girlfriend.
There was a woman cited with him
in September of 2023.
When they were moving out. There was a woman staying there. So I don't know, was that
you know what's super interesting about that? So what I heard, that the social worker had come in and said that, I think it was JF who told this one. The social worker said, who is this? About the woman. This is in September. Yeah, or in October. And she said, he said, well, it's my new girlfriend. She said, it's too soon.
Yes.
But before that, he said, they were asking the girlfriend, like, where are you? How long have you been here? And she's like, well, the first time I came here for 3 months. Yes. And then this time I'm coming for 6 months. Whoa. Elora was only, this just clued right now. Elora was only gone 4 months. So what? This chick came within a month of Elora abandoning them. He's so gross.
Well, he had women on that Wheel of Fortune that were begging to be inseminated, right? Like women that were ready to be his harem. So it's not surprising that he had somebody on his roster because he preys.
Okay.
He preys on that.
Yeah, I do. I figured she was an American. I really hope that she is like taking every bit of information in, because I know women, we don't like to listen to other women, especially, and so all the warnings out there. But I'm hoping that she just isn't allowed back in the country for her own safety, not because like you don't need someone like that. Yeah. We don't know the lore. Yeah, sorry guys. We got involved in Diagwan. So we were stuck in that cult for a long time, but yeah.
So
yes, that was horrible. That was horrible where he said spray and pray.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I couldn't watch it, to be perfectly honest. I started, but then I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore.
I did.
We stumbled onto this when one of our viewers of Real Housewives of Alberta mentioned Elora being missing. The first
you said, where's JF's wife?
Was her. Then we started digging into it of what happened to her, and that was when we discovered this whole rabbit hole with JF. We've spent a month now trying to catch up on 10 years of just ridiculousness of people that are chronically online, and a dude that was a debate bro that did the circuit.
Yes. This is like Luca Magnotta, and I know because I was following that one in real time.
In real time.
I was in a Carla Homolka watch group, because I love true crime. And there was like this guy said he was with was he Carla Homolka? Yeah, he was Carla Homolka's new boyfriend. And we were all at that point trying to find her, like, where is this bitch living or whatever. And this guy Luca Magnotta made so many accounts. Okay. So it actually seemed legit. Like it did. There were so many. Turns out that he's never met her. He was just using her to get notoriety. But I was watching online when he was in Germany and he was at the cyber cafe updating, and I was there. It was like real time. It felt very exciting. I'm not gonna lie, but it's very exciting that he got caught and put in jail. But that was nuts. And this is a lot like that. He was a narcissist too.
Do you remember when he sent a foot to Trudeau? That was when I was like, what the fuck?
He said body parts all over, but there was one was sent to the school too, which I thought was, I don't know. I always feel like, because part of the body parts that he sent, I feel like does he know something? Because they were actually very well and very strategic. We didn't know about all the Epstein stuff back then, but that stuff hadn't come out, but I don't know. So
do you want to, okay, I popped that up.
Sorry.
You want to do the current update with the police on Elora? I just need 1 sec. I'll be right back.
There is no update right now. All I know is that they contacted us about us contacting the monasteries, and they said about us contacting the monasteries. I wanted to know if there was possibility she was there. They said it was a heinous rumor. She wasn't there. I guess the monasteries forwarded my email to the RCMP. The RCMP emailed me and asked me if I knew who did the 4chan post. I didn't. But the guy said that he is the cop that was working on the case and that he is from the major crimes unit in, I think it was Charlottetown. Anyways, whatever. And so he's out there. So they do have major crimes unit, but that's all I know. Yes, we do. I've been trying. Like if you go and look, if you just type in her name, you'll see there's like in every missing persons group, and there's like hundreds of them for every country. It doesn't matter. I posted the whole story, the links. I've posted to a lot of the other true crimers, Grizzly True Crime. I think the best one would be the Deception Detective. But yeah.
I'm back. Sorry. Dog.
Sometimes I wouldn't mind it. Like right now with what's going on. No, I don't really want to. What the fuck? But yeah, sometimes I wouldn't mind being the 51st state. Oh, that's good. Well, they can't be looking. There's no one else to look at.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're trying. And if you guys later, or tomorrow morning, if you follow us and get notifications, I will re-upload the proper video where it won't be so fucked up, and you guys can watch that and share it, and that'll probably be easier. So that'll be tomorrow morning. Though I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not doing it tonight.
Yeah, don't do it tonight. Like tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. That's when it'll be. So a couple of points from the video that I think we should address. So when he's talking, when Elora comes back and she's wearing that beautiful red dress and she looks so stunning.
Yeah, she does.
He says to her, like, she's very upset. She's like, "Oh, I thought you wanted to get rid of me. That's why, I left. Because I thought you wanted to get rid of me." And he, not in so many words, it basically says, "Oh no, you stupid woman. Like I am a cold, calculating, poker face autist.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't show my emotions very well." But yet fast forward 30 seconds in that clip and he's being affectionate and he's telling her that he loves her and that she's beautiful. But the only reason why she's a good woman is because she looks nice in the dress, which is a little shallow. But then he's talking about how 50% of the chat wanted her to get lost.
That would have hurt her feelings so badly.
The best part about it is it wasn't 50-50. There was less than 100 people watching, and 40-something people said they didn't want her back.
Who the fuck asks that, though? That's so disrespectful. I don't give a shit what the chat thinks about my boyfriend.
Well, he does mention in that stream that his audience is the men friends in his life that he truly needs, because he can't have in life relationships. So he has an extremely parasocial relationship with the people online that follow him and watch him. We've talked about that, about parasocial relationships and how you feel like you know the person that you're watching. And then with the person that's broadcasting, they feel like the audience actually loves them. And that's where he was. I find it funny that less than 100 people were watching, but he's an e-celeb.
Crime with Kate. I haven't seen Crime with Kate. I don't think.
I'll have to look that up. So of course I wanted to point that out, that the real friends that watch him, because he doesn't have any real life friends. So that goes along with his isolationist type personality, where she was an extremely social person that loved having friends and loved being around people.
Yeah. And
he tried to make her that way.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh yeah, there's hundreds of hours of him just talking about her, talking to her.
Even when he talks about other things, because there was a whole part I did with clips so he was just talking about women in general.
Yeah.
He's not a nice person.
Well, I mean, he called us delusional women, etc., etc.
Holly, I don't mean to be mean. I have to quickly check out. I might not be back. I have to jump out. I'm sorry. I just got a stress text. I have to go.
Okay. Well, do you want to just wrap it up? I think we're pretty much done talking.
You keep talking. Keep talking.
Oh,
I'm leaving. I love you. Okay. I will upload that video. Once this is off live, I'm cutting it though. I'm taking this down for a minute. I'm cutting the video out. Goodbye. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Okay. Sorry about the video.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll chat later.
Sorry.
So just a couple of little notes and then I'll peace out for the evening if you guys have any more questions. Chantel knows way more than I do about the case because she's been like neck deep in this for the longest time. I think the images that we shared of the garbage out front of the house when he was getting ready to move out, those were pictures that were taken by local residents, that there was a complaint made to the town of the disastrous condition of the house. Now, as Chantal was saying, or Rocky was saying, that it wasn't the neat and perfect place that he made it out to be. So who was taking care of the house after she left or disappeared? Obviously, it was just him, unable to maintain a clean house for his children. Oh yeah, and this too here. I'm gonna find my mouse. So, and she had her own YouTube channel. She had her own little show, and that's where she told her story, like the 007 stories of her touring all over, and her stories with the little parrot sitting beside her. And she was very charismatic, maybe not the best public speaker, but she was fantastic to watch. And I think it was part of it because she was just such an interesting person and such a charismatic young lady that but then he completely pulled everything down and scrubbed everything off the internet that he possibly could. But there's still stuff out there that you can find. Oh yeah. Yeah, and her show was more popular because she was just a genuinely good, kind person, and that did come across on the stuff that I've seen. Yes. So as he was working on the house or getting ready to leave or what have you, the reason why there's those photos that we have is because people complained about the condition of the front lawn. Now, there's speculation on how long that garbage was there before it was picked up by the 1-800-GOT-JUNK, but it was there for long enough that people noticed. It wasn't just like for an afternoon and then picked up and taken away. It was there for a long period of time. I think if you really want to look into the psychology of how he treated Elora, you just have to watch that video of it's called A Very JF Christmas. It's super long and it's super boring. It's of them cooking and eating, but there's so many moments in that is in the video of just how derogatory and demeaning and abusive he was to her, and how hard she tries to please him and to make him happy. And I know there's that video that was towards the end that we watched today, where there's the voiceovers of the people that are watching the video, which is kind of it's very meta of us to be talking about it. But the voiceover are men that are talking about how they can't watch this anymore because it affects them. Like, she looks like a beaten dog. She looks like an animal that's been kicked, I think is the direct quote. Because I mean, she was kicked off the thing that is the most important thing in the world to him, and then banned and blocked from the stream, and then allowed to come back, but came back in tears and then told not to cry. Like, stop crying. What are you crying about? This isn't something to cry about. So yeah, it was very sad. We talked about the Twitter post. I think the most important part is just how not self-aware he is about his own behaviors. Now, I'm sure he's very smart. Of course, he does have a PhD. It takes a certain level of intelligence to obtain a PhD, to be able to study that hard and to be able to, get that level of education. However, his self-awareness when it comes to what he's pushing forward in the world, what he wants, the eventual visuals of what type of, ethno state he's wanting to accomplish. It's interesting to watch him waffle between the giving women their liberties and just letting them wander off into the woods to go live off grid, or to have a completely protective and, for lack of a better term, super patriarchal society where the man is in charge and he takes care of everything and the woman is basically just there to breed. There were so many instances in his videos of him not even letting her do feminine things, such as cooking or cleaning or taking care of the children or the things that you would think are typically in that sort of system, what a woman would be taken care of versus what a man would be taken care of. Not saying I agree with any of this, don't, but I think the most interesting thing for me was him talking about the young lady from the States who was mentally disabled that had the intelligence essentially of a 10-year-old. She was 19. So in rights, she was considered an adult and did have autonomy. But then her father, the man that's basically the most responsible for her at the time, he's the one that stepped forward to protect his daughter as a good man should. And JF was very upset that how dare this father question him and not hand his daughter over. What father would hand over his child, even if she was, fully cognizant and fully 19 years old and able to make her own decisions? The traditional patriarchal society would be that the man meets the young man and then hands his daughter over with full approval. That's why the young man would always go to the father and ask if it was okay, if he could propose even to the young lady before they even started courting. So it's interesting to me that the JF was very upset that this father wouldn't just go away. He instead did the extremely masculine and patriarchal thing that a father should do with a daughter, regardless of mental ability. And that's the girl from Texas. That was the one that I'm glad that her father was a good dad and did step up and protect his daughter, because that's what dads are for. I believe that the reason why everything was in Elora's name was so he could skirt responsibilities for the other children that he had, in all honesty. Because if he had anything in his name, he would owe child support for his first child with his wife, his previous wife. So makes sense that he would hide things in her name. I'm just speculating. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder too. Yeah, and this was the other thing that was kind of funny, like when I found out about that, because you do a little research into this person and you learn about how he was 100% towards a white ethno state, and he was bragging the fact that Elora was 100% European white, which doesn't exist. And then this young lady that he was bringing up from the States was half Spanish. She was a Latina. So in his mind, wouldn't that muddy the waters, right? Like coming from somebody that has that mindset? Too many contradictions. Let's see here. So yeah, control issues. I 100% agree. So that's everything that I wanted to chat about before I was going to say goodnight to everybody. Is there any more questions in the chat? Please do like and share the stream when you have a second. If you did enjoy what you saw today, keep an eye out for the timeline video that Rocky's putting together. It puts it in a nice, clean timeline with explanations of what happened, because the number one struggle that we had when we first started looking into this was the insane depth of lore that comes with her missing. I do believe that that's one of the reasons why this case is taking so long to get through the system. Justice, please, for Elora. And I think our ask here at the Real Housewives of Alberta is that you use her name. Mama JF was a name that ties her to him and erases her unique and very special identity. Her name was Elora. So our ask is that when you talk about her, please use her name. Because like Chantal said in the beginning of the stream, we want her children to be able to see the good things that are said about her when they get old enough to start looking into who their mother was. We want them to know that she really was a very special, very unique, and very kind and loving person, not associated to him. There's too much out there that ties her to him, which is very upsetting. Oh, and yes, we talked about it earlier in the stream. We have reached out directly to the family and been in contact. Yeah, 100%. She is not a project. She was not a thing. She was a person. She was a human being. So with that being said, thank you everybody for showing up today. It's a very solemn anniversary. Today, June 17th, 2 years ago, is when Elora was dropped off, walked into the woods, and was never seen again. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Please keep Elora in your hearts, in your minds. If you do have anything that you want to share with us, reach out to us via Telegram, via Facebook. Our DMs are open. We do have an email address. It's rhoalberta@gmail.com. Take care. Thanks again for showing up for us, guys. And we will see you next Tuesday.